The road to the 2026 Kentucky Derby continues, and this time we go to the Big Apple. It's the Remsen Stakes from Aqueduct Racetrack, and let's take a look at the field. It has been drawn. It's going to be this Saturday, December the 6th. We're already in the final month of 2025. We've got 3 major prep races left, including the Springboard Mile, the Gunrunner Stakes, the Los Al Futurity, and the Remsen Stakes, which is always interesting because it's 1 1/8 miles on the dirt. It is for 2-year-olds that are going to be turning 3 on January 1st. Of course, the national birthday for all race horses. But let's take a look at this field. A big field if it stays together. A 12-horse field. We've got some impressive maiden winners. We've got some maiden winners that were put up by DQ, and we got a recent stakes winner in Balboa at Laurel Park. But let's start off. I think some of the main contenders are going to be Paladin, Flavian Prat rides, Chad Brown trains. He was in an interesting race with Renegade, who gets Irad Ortiz for trainer Todd Pletcher. Talkin was an impressive maiden winner at Saratoga, ran in the Champagne Stakes last out, and then probably Dream 'em, 3 for 4 lifetime. Courting, another one that goes for Todd Pletcher and John Velasquez, wearing the Mandy Pope colors. He broke his maiden in his second lifetime start. And I did ships in off a stakes effort in Kentucky. So those are some of the maiden contenders and some of the recent maiden winners. No big time stakes horses really, with a lot of experience in here. We've got some horses that ran in the Nashua Stakes, the Street Sense Stakes. Igniter was a nice winner. He beat Rebel Instinct, who came back to win a nice maiden race, but Rebel Instinct is passing on this race. So we start off with a 12-horse field. Let's take a look at one of the main contenders, Courting, a big maiden win, powerful win second time out. You know, ran evenly in that first race. Then in the second race, it was a small field, so he had to show more speed, was forwardly placed on quicker fractions, and Courting went on to the victory. And this one looks good. Should like the distance. And remember, usually in the Remsen Stakes, we get a little bit of a slower pace as they tend to try to ration out that speed going 1 1/8 miles. Now, Igniter, one of the more impressive maiden wins, did it in style second time out. Igniter picking up that win. Again, kind of comes out of a key race. Rebel Instinct came back to win and improved his buyer speed figure. Igniter is a horse that could be on the lead or near the lead in this spot with slow fractions, and that's usually a good sign for horses near the lead. Now, Renegade and Paladin, let's take a look at these two. Renegade was a maiden winner, but he was DQ'd to second. The sire is into mischief. And then you've got Paladin. He was put up by the DQ. He is trained by Chad Brown. Kind of have to look at this race, interestingly enough, as Paladin was on the kind of the rear of the pack at the rail, and then Renegade had a little bit more forwardly placed trip. Renegade took the lead into the stretch. Paladin went to the inside of him, got in the final stride, took the lead, but then they ended up putting Paladin off to the official winner via the DQ. So those two, I think, both can improve in this race. I think they're both going to like the added distance, and I think they're going to be major players in this race, Paladin and Renegade. James Lewis Stakes winner at Laurel, Balboa, had won a nice race out west under Bob Baffert. They switched trainers. Goes to Laurel Park, picks up the win. He was the heavy favorite that day in a small field. He's got some speed. He does have some stakes experience. Kind of be interesting to see where the Laurel stakes runners fit in with some of the maiden winners from New York. But Balboa fits just because he already is a stakes winner in that James Lewis Stakes at Laurel Park, but it was a small field that day that Balboa defeated as a big favorite. Now, I did bring some stakes experience, ran evenly, finished 4th in the Street Sense Stakes. He's by Curlin out of a Bluegrass Cat mare. Of course, a long time ago, Bluegrass Cat ran 2nd in the Kentucky Derby at a little bit of a price for Todd Pletcher. But I did definitely some stamina influences in this pedigree, and he did break his maiden at Churchill Downs in a big maiden race at even money. Now you've got Balboa. This is his past performances: 2 wins, a maiden win at Del Mar, the stakes win in the James Lewis. Then we go to Danny Gargan. He has become the king of the Remsen Stakes. He won it in 2022 with WHNL, and then 2023 he won it with Dornoch, who came back against Sierra Leone. This time around, Danny Gargan's going to send out the second place finisher in the Champagne, Talkin. Now, he never really had a chance to win, kind of rallied late for second, but let's go back to his maiden win at Saratoga. Big victory that day for Talkin. Came from a little bit off the pace, but Talkin is a type of horse that I think can improve in that race. Remember, with these lightly raced horses, we don't exactly know their running style all the time, but Talkin, I thought, ran good in the Champagne, broke his maiden, and he goes for Danny Gargan, who looks for 3 wins in the Remsen Stakes in 4 years. Now, Probably Dreaming was second in the Nashua Stakes. He won his first 3 races, sitting on the outside post. I don't really like that, but he's got some experience. I like the fact that he's got 4 races. He fits in the pace scenario, which again is probably going to be a little bit on the slow side for Probably Dreaming. Now, Probably Dreaming overall 4 starts, 3 wins. He won at Delaware a couple of times. He won the Rocky Run. He won a second stakes race at Delaware, broke his maiden by 3, and he's by Improbable, a horse that ran in the Kentucky Derby for trainer Bob Baffert. Probably Dreaming, probably going to be a little bit of a price in this race. Now, day 1 starter was 3rd in the Nashua Stakes. He's going to go for trainer Shug McGahee. And then we've got Grittiness and I Did. Grittiness ran at Saratoga. Then he was second at Aqueduct last time out. He's another one by Curlin. Those horses tend to develop a little bit later. And then you've got Oxbow as the broodmare sire. Of course, Oxbow won the Preakness Stakes for the coach, D. Wayne Lucas, at a little bit of a price. Todd Pletcher trains Grittiness for Rapoli Stables in this race. Now, he may not go. Todd Pletcher's got 2 other horses pointing for this race, but he is entered. Now, the pace of the race, I'm going to put I Did as a questionable possible leader. Igniter, I think, probably has a little bit more natural speed on the pace fractions. But again, lightly raced horses can change their running styles. Paladin, I'm going to put just off the pace along with Balboa. Then you've got Renegade. He was at the rail last time out. Maybe gets a little bit different trip this time. Grittiness, if he goes, could be a mid-pack runner. Talkin, I think, wants to come a little bit off the pace, but he won't be too far back. I think they're going to be bunched, and I think overall the pace is going to be slow in this race. Now, most likely to improve, I think Paladin, Renegade, and Igniter are all capable of improving on their Beyer and Brisnet speed figures. I think the slow pace helps I Did, and Igniter, just because they're going to be forwardly placed. They're going to be near the front of the pack in this race, and I think if they slow it down, they might be able to take them a long way. Now, my top choice is going to be Renegade. I liked him going inside the last time. He came a little bit off the pace. He's by Into Mischief. And then my exacta is going to be Renegade over Paladin and Talkin as my exacta. Now, the long shot is going to be Grittiness if he goes. I think he's got the stamina, pedigree. I think he can improve still a little bit, but Todd Pletcher's definitely going to run a couple of horses in this race. A big field for the Remsen Stakes. The road to the Kentucky Derby continues. We've got the Remsen Stakes. Then we go to the Gun Runner, the Los Al Futurity, and the Springboard Mile, all to close out this year. Don't forget, we did do a recap of the Kentucky Jockey Club and the Golden Rod. Boyd winning on Saturday, Further Ado winning. You can learn more about that on the recap video. Like, share, and subscribe with a horse racing friend. We go all the way through the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Stakes. And don't forget to sign up for the Triple Crown Prospectus. That newsletter starts. We keep track of the Triple Crown every week, and sign up below in the description. Who do you like in the Remsen Stakes 2025? And remember, D. Wayne Lucas always said, people have opinions, horses have the facts.